It's eerily quiet today, isn't it?
Everybody in Calvi is on holiday.
Turns out there's a public holiday that only we don't know about. So we came to work and nobody else did.
It's because we work for ourselves.
Oh yeah,
Rather
there's
than
no
a
such thing as
business.
holidays. It's a very nice day today, isn't it? There was a change in the weather last night. It's Friday what is it? I need to get my glasses on to check.
25th.
It's very small on my watch. Friday the 25th. We're back on our Friday 25th. Friday podcast schedule. They promised us some proper rain last night.
I was looking forward to that.
didn't
So
get
was
much of
our
it.
garden.
There was a bit of drizzle, I think.
No. There was some rain, but just wasn't heavy rain.
They were saying 20 millimetres. I was like, yeah, it's going to proper rain. No, it wasn't quite that. So we got a bit of drizzle. It's windy today and not quite as humid.
You're being very English, Ollie.
I could never quite understand why it gets less humid after it's rained. Because you think, hang on a minute, everything's covered in water. Surely it get more humid. It doesn't. Anyway, that was it. That was the summer rain. It was a bit of dribble in the middle of the night.
We hope.
And there's a public holiday in Calvia if you happen to work for somebody else. If you work for yourself, there's never one.
That's true.
Especially in July.
Autonomos.
Did we say welcome to the Mallorca podcast
No, you
yet?
did not.
Okay, we get that all in the wrong order, don't we? Welcome to the Mallorca podcast. I'm Oliver.
Hello, I'm Vicki.
And what have we got today for our ladies and gentlemen?
We can talk about the bus. We can talk about strikes. We can talk about tourists going home happy. We can talk about the disgusting food museum. And we can talk about blood donations. Where would you like to start?
And we can introduce you to somebody who we think is great, and you better as well, because she is. So we'll come back to her.
Interview later on in the show with the fabulous, the most wonderful Ottilie Quince, who is an incredible cyclist and a really lovely person.
She certainly is. So where should we start with all that lot? Well, yesterday you went into Palma. And it was a rainy day, and Palma did what it always does on a rainy day in the summer, is get absolutely chock-a-block, isn't it?
Chama.
Everybody sitting on the beach takes one look out the window and goes, "Oh, let's not go on the beach today. Let's go and have a look at Palma."
Honestly, I've never been in Palma when it's been that busy. It was extraordinary. Gigi and I were walking around organising some information and doing some research for a little project that we're doing, which we will be able to tell you about in a couple of weeks' time, I think. And it was nose to tail. It really was. It was so busy, car-wise and just pedestrians. It was so jammed. It was very annoying.
All the car parks get full up. All the buses are full. Well, why not? I mean, if you're sitting in a resort with a pool and a beach and it's not swimming or sunbathing weather, there's not a great deal to do, is there?
No.
So, yeah.
Your point being?
The attractions get very busy.
Right.
It's also, actually, I think it just about missed it, because today, I think, is the last planned day of the bus strike, isn't it?
No, this is the first day of the bus strike.
Oh no, they did 2 last week too.
Oh,
there were originally 3 dates, and today was the last one. But
I thought it was 3 in a row.
Okay, so there are emergency timetables running. We did a post on that on our Facebook group earlier, but we'll post a story to that later on.
I have a friend who was a bus driver, public bus driver.
Right.
He has now segued into private transfers, and he is lovely. And I train with him. He goes to our gym, and he was telling me about how much or how little, depending on how you want to say it, they actually get as a wage for driving these big buses. They're in charge of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
They're driving very large vehicles. Guess how much they get paid? What do you think they take home?
$2,000.
1,500 euros a month.
For that?
Yeah. He says that it doesn't work out a little bit more because of the way that the payments work out here. If you work all year, it's closer to like 1,800 a month.
You get like a 13th month, don't you?
Well, it's a couple more than that, actually. He says it's like a funny way they do it. But he said if you work for one particular bus company. If you work for the other bus company, because there's 2 here on the island, I believe, it's a lot more. It's like 2.5.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like that's one of the reasons why they're protesting, is that they're not like being paid fairly.
Doing the same job for different companies.
Yeah, and just like they get a lot of. I guess a lot of people rely on them in the winter, but so many more people are using them in the summer when all the visitors come and decide to take the bus.
Yeah, and there's lots
they're not the happiest of people. They're not that happy people that we used to have when I was at school. Anyway, good morning, how are you, that sort of thing. Well, it's not like that at all on the buses these days.
There are exceptions, but they are also notoriously grumpy bus drivers.
Are they?
I think always you never
I didn't
looked.
know. Well, the one I know, my friend is not grumpy.
Oh, I mean,
But
having
it's,
spent a bit of time in London, if you give them a £1 coin for a 70p fare, they look at you like, really? You're doing this to me? I've got to dig out 30p change.
Maths.
Sorry.
Anyway, so they're on strike, and I understand why they're on strike. Yeah,
Well-
there's a lot of expectations on them and not much reward.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about that. There's a constant shift in the press here to move away from people driving into towns, isn't there? And driving into
yes.
driving places. So they are going to have to do something about public transport. And if the bus drivers have got the ump, that's not helping, is it?
I think I got a fine this morning driving into Palma.
Yeah, having judiciously warned our loyal listenership about not driving into Parma in your old diesel vehicle, you did more or less exactly that.
Well, I
this
was in a
morning,
hurry
didn't you?
and I wasn't really thinking about it, and I just drove straight in
Yeah,
like an idiot.
may have been slightly cheaper to go to private jet, actually. The
Well,
fines
we'll
are
see.
normally quite expensive, aren't
Shush
they?
now. We'll soon
Okay.
know.
Meanwhile,
Let's
on
not
my
get
little
upset
scooter,
about
I
it.
could whiz right into the middle of town. They're exempt. Get scooters. Anyway, so that's that. There's been some news this week that has been quite important to me. When I was living in the UK, when we were living in the UK, I used to quite like giving blood.
Yes. Why?
Well, partly you got like an hour off work because they would always bring a bus round where I used to work and you'd sort of go off. Partly you got to chat to a little old lady in the middle of the day. Partly you got to lie down and you got a pink wafer biscuit, which I don't think you can actually buy anymore, and a cup of tea.
Garibaldi's
And
would
you
be
walked
nice.
out slightly lightheaded because you'd lost an armful of blood and with a warm glow of having done something entirely altruistic. Like, you don't get paid for it, you don't have to do it, lots of people don't do it, and you walk out going, I just did this thing.
I've done my bit.
I'm a hero. I've had a biscuit and I've got a lighthead. It's trust me, it's a winning combo. However, you can't do that. Well, I couldn't do that, and lots of people here couldn't do that if you spent any time in Britain. There was no ban on British people giving blood, but I'm about to dig out the important piece of information here. If you're a UK resident for more than a certain period of time in the 80s and 90s. So you don't have to be British here, and if you lived there or studied there, they didn't want your blood because of mad cow disease. But they've changed their mind.
They did. They decided to lift that ban because of new testing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in
They
the
can
UK,
screen the blood in a different way.
yeah, in the UK where it was, I don't know, rightly or wrongly, but it was actually more of a thing. The mad cow disease, TJD. They were screening everything, so you're not in any danger if you're getting blood transfusions in Britain. But they didn't screen for it here, and now they're going to, and they want your blood, and I'm happy to give it to them.
So we've got an appointment, haven't we?
We have.
We'll report back about the biscuits.
I haven't done it for 21 years since I left the UK. Did you give blood in Britain?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, so
Of course I did.
we're sort of first to the queue, really.
I'm also, I mean, like here, it's that the donor system is opt out, like as in you're automatically.
At an organ donation.
Yes.
They don't put a bag over your head and nick your blood going past the town
No,
hall.
organs, Ollie.
Right, okay.
Organs. So, like, if you don't want to give your organs, you have to opt out.
Yes.
You know, they just automatically assume that you're opting in.
And more on organ donation later, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but blood donation is you volunteer. We'll post a link below. So if you're, I'm genuinely quite excited about this. I don't know. I hope it's as fun an experience as it was in the UK. I know. I felt really somewhat put out that they didn't want my blood for the last 20
Yeah,
years.
I mean, I agree. Actually, I was like, it's also being part of the community and being
I think so.
a member of the community and actually being able to do something helpful.
If you can, you should.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
if you're willing to accept it, should the need arise, and I hope it doesn't, then you should be prepared to donate it.
True enough.
Imagine they're lying on an operating theatre. Go, right, let's just check how many deposits. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, you haven't put any in. You can't have any back.
Wow.
No, some people can't for medical reasons, but I think if you should.
Or religious.
Or religious, yeah. I think if you could, you should. There is a link below to Donna Sang, which is the local blood donation thing. So you
And
can
there's
click on
loads
there
of
and make
places,
an appointment.
isn't there? You can donate.
Yeah,
all over
they
the
have.
place.
They have. There's no. I suspect there's probably a permanent unit in the hospitals, but they have little travelling teams that go to doctor surgeries all over the place, and they have a bus that goes around. So I had when we found out we could do it, I went and had a look, and there was somewhere near us, more or less once or twice a month. So have a shufti and go and give some blood.
All right. Okay, let's talk about this billboard.
Oh, you've got your
It's very upsetting.
bee in your bonnet about this, and quite rightly so, actually.
There is The tourist go home stuff has been going on for 2 years now, 2 summers. And it's very, very damaging.
This is a small number of people who have been scrawling graffiti on things saying tourists go home for various possibly understandable reasons, even if you don't like the motives.
Yeah, but the problem is that they get it wrong. It's not the tourists that are creating the problem. It's the second homeowners.
It is, yeah.
And the people that earn money in other countries but live here who create those problems.
Second homeowners go home is less of a catchy slogan.
I know, but it's not. They're not tourists if they own a holiday home.
No, and the bits of graffiti have tempted newspapers all over the world to write nice clickbaity stories saying they don't want you in Spain.
So not true. Everybody's very welcome. Just be thoughtful and mindful about what you're doing if you're purchasing a house here.
Anyway, the government decided to use an Americanism. The regional government here decided to get out in front of this thing.
It's a bit late, really.
Yeah, take over the story.
The billboard reads, "Tourist, go home happy, full stop. Be happier returning to Mallorca soon, full stop. Thanks, exclamation mark." And then it's signed FEM, which is the Hotel Business Federation. It's the world's worst copywriting ever.
And it has zero graphic design.
It's just awful.
It is bad. I mean, I like the idea of taking the protest slogan and twisting it a bit.
What tourist knows who FEM is, for a start?
No, won't.
It's just it's white writing on a green background, and it looks like some intern made it on the free to use Canva, rather than any kind of graphic designer. Any graphic designer or copywriter worth their salt would have. Well, I'm sure I know that I've been cringing over it personally. It's awful, and I really wish that they involved some kind of British or English speaking, at least, like a native. Who could write a catchier slogan, and that makes sense.
In essence, it's a reasonably good idea, but I think the meeting went, "Hey, Pep, your kid's good with computers." Yeah, he's got the latest version of Microsoft Paint. I'll get him on it now. Buy him a couple of Snickerses, we'll be fine. We'll keep the budget down. And that's more or less...
Yeah, it's more or less what happened.
What has happened. Yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
So it was a nice idea. Execution 0 out of 10, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the tourist board here should be trying to quell the whole situation.
Of course, yeah, and they are in various different statements and things like that. But this was a misfire, I fear.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went out.
We did today.
No, but we went out twice.
Oh, last
recently.
week.
Yeah. Well, let's start with going out last week.
Well, we recorded from there last week.
We did actually. Yes, you'd have heard that on the intro to the podcast with Jan.
Oh, very well. Good, well remembered.
Yeah. Oh, so we don't need to talk about that then, do we?
Oh no, and after that we actually went and did it. We went into VIP and everything.
We did. We were working. It
was so nice.
SJRD. Actually, yeah, because you're right. Sorry, we recorded our podcast before we'd really been in there.
Yeah.
So here we go. Tell us about SJRD.
SJRD is in Magaluf. It's next to, or opposite, on the other side of the road to the water park. It's on the way to Pirates Adventure, so it's like in between the two. It was a really nice experience. We got to park in the car park, which was lovely, rather than having to find some parking somewhere else and schlep in, which sucks. The whole venue was really nice. The whole thing was carpeted with this kind of nice green astroturf, so it was nice to walk on, which is another thing. I know that sounds a bit of a weird thing to say, but concrete is really hot.
Especially as you're not generally wearing hiking boots in the summer, are you? You're wearing comfy shoes.
Yeah.
You've got thin flip-floppy things on, and no, it's a festival vibe. It's a hippie festival vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like it had lots of nice communal areas. Like when you arrive, it has a kind of nice bar area and a little
with
kind of jazz band. Yeah, they were very
great.
cool.
Some little, of course, these days you can't go anywhere without having a sort of Instagram type, place to.
Fair enough. I would do the same.
Yeah.
And then I had food trucks, which is where we were recording, and then around the corner from the food trucks, there were these. It was really fun actually. We did a video with Calvia Council. Do you remember?
It was free. Yeah, they had some clever little. What was that thing?
They had like a 360 spinner. I don't
rotating
know the right
camera.
word. That's it.
So
and you put your own phone camera onto the thing, so you get the video, and then basically they said if you pose with these slogans, we'll give you a free gift. So we got a free cup and a free fan.
Yeah, and you have to give your video to Calvia Council so they can post it.
I didn't see if they posted it actually. I haven't looked.
No,
but it was fun. I hope they cut out the bit where my stomach was sticking out. But that was fun to do. And then there was all these kind of like nice little photo ops. So
big deck chairs, and for some reason a bath.
Yes, quite fun though.
With no water in it, but 5 drunk people.
Yes. And then around the corner again was the actual venue for the concert, and it was lovely. It was very big, wide, comfortable place to be. The VIP area had 2 levels, like on the ground near the stage, and like lots and lots of sofas and a dedicated bar. It also had a food station in there. And then upstairs you could go VVIP, and it was a really good view from the back of the auditorium back down onto the stage. Nice chill out area, nice lounge. Great, it was just lovely. I was really impressed.
Yeah, and I thought it was great.
And the
actually.
event itself was really good. There was Albie, who is a local guy who has been singing since I can remember.
He's very good, isn't he?
He's getting better and better. And then was Des Mitchell, who was DJing and sort of emceeing the evening.
Excuse me. You can't say Des Mitchell. It has to be the legendary Des Mitchell.
Sorry, the legendary Des Mitchell.
Those were his first 2 names.
Who very sweetly waved at us and said hello from the stage.
Oh, he's just great.
It was really nice.
Everybody wants to be Des, don't they?
Yes, well, why wouldn't you? And then there was a DJ that we missed who was called DJ Camembert. He actually sent me a message and said, did you take any pictures of me? I was like, no, mate, I'm sorry.
DJ Camembert?
Yeah, very cheesy.
Hey, is it worth asking where he's from?
I think he's Spanish.
Really? I didn't have that on my card.
Anyway, and
That's his actual name.
he sent me a picture.
Sorry, okay.
I didn't ask for his real name. I just go DJ Camembert.
If it wasn't his real name, he's chosen it.
Yeah.
Which raises a whole bunch more questions.
Well, come on, Lou. We've met DJs with all kinds of weird names over the years. Why is DJ Camembert any weirder than the other ones?
Fair enough.
And then Tunde from Lighthouse Family sang, and that was a really nice moment for me. I really, really, really like him and his music and his voice, and some of the.
He was very smiley on stage, wasn't he?
He looked like he was having a good time. And then after that, Shalimar played, and we got to say we made a quick exit once we got some pictures of Shalimar because we were past our bedtime.
We're not gigantic Shalimar fans, but it was past our bedtime.
Well, I mean, if either of us could name a Shalimar song, we would be doing well, I think.
If we'd have stayed, I'd have probably gone, oh, that one, oh, this one, oh, yeah.
But there are some other bands coming up in the next month or so that I'm looking forward to. Got Bonnie Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm quite looking forward to Bonnie Tyler.
And got Blue and Atomic Kitten.
Hey.
They're playing at Esjardí. Bonnie Tyler's at Port Adriano.
Well, there we go. It's a full summer of entertainment, isn't it?
And on Monday's episode of the pod, I'm with Nina Moons, who is the Calendar Mallorca, and we talk a little bit about Esjardí there as well, because it's such a nice family-friendly venue. It's a really nice venue.
I really wish
if you
them well,
get the chance to go.
Yeah, and how much was it? We got it for nothing. Because
we're working
vitally
with
influential people. But it's not.
She said the ticket prices depend on the act.
Yeah.
So some more popular acts, like more kind of like popular with the Spanish people, I imagine, are more expensive.
I think you could have got into Shalimar for about $25,
something like that.
The VIP starts setting you back a bit, doesn't it? And we were in the VIP because we've got wristbands that gets everywhere. Yeah. And I had to sneak out of the VIP and go into the pleb area because the service was quicker at the bar.
Don't say that.
Shh. No. But it's a great venue. It really deserves some success, and I hope that they're sort of setting it up for a future. You know, the little airy summer, and then as the word gets around, they get bigger and bigger acts because it's quite a large venue, isn't it? Because I think since Mallorca Rocks, which has departed now probably 10 years plus ago, hasn't it? When we saw Ed Sheeran and Madness and Happy Mondays and all these people, and in a pretty awkward venue actually, because it was quite small and had a swimming pool right in the middle of it, so you couldn't actually get very many people standing in front of the stage.
That swimming pool's long gone, you know.
Has it?
Yeah, they filled it in. Because next door was a big sort of water slide anyway. Why do you need 2?
Fair enough.
They filled it in and put a gym on it.
Yes, they did, didn't they?
They did.
Right. I think I'd rather have a pool. Anyway, so that's Esjardí. Now, what else have we got going? Oh, yeah, this was the our morning out.
This morning. We've been a couple of times now, but Ollie,
it keeps us
you're so brave.
Going back. The disgusting food museum, which you'll hear more of, a bit more, because we've got an interview we had this morning with the founder, Andreas.
Correct, not Stefan, as you kept trying to call him.
My middle-aged brain kept doing that. And Andreas
Ahrens?
Ahrens, that's it. I'm immediately concentrating on remembering his first name, and his second name's gone out. Andreas Ahrens, who started the Disgusting Food Museum, which is more or less what it says on the tin, in Malmö in Sweden. He's Swedish. And they started it 7 years ago, and it's been a rip-snorting success.
Good for him.
They've got queues around the block of Swedes and
in
Danes
Sweden,
as
but
well.
not Palma
No,
yet.
they've just started here. They've got one in Germany, haven't they? They were looking at a couple of venues. They decided on Parma, and they've had a few teething troubles, planning issues, delays getting it started. So they've ended up starting their season sort of mid-season, which is not what they really wanted. But so we're going to help them get the word out there. And we went this morning to have an interview, have a few photographs, and for me, for the second time around, to try pickled shark's liver.
Is it shark's liver?
No, shark meat and crunchy ants. And
Yeah.
God, I forgot about the crunchy ants. They were the starter.
Are they nasty?
No.
The thing is, like,
right.
the thing, I mean, like, the Disgusting Food Museum as a name is probably good, it's memorable, but it doesn't really quite describe what it is, because I don't find that stuff disgusting, I just find it interesting. Or the Curious Food Museum, you know what I mean? Like, they're not making you eat it. You don't have to eat it.
The manky egg was quite bad.
Yeah, but you don't have to eat it, Ollie.
No.
Like, you're kind of being dared to do it, but you don't have to do it.
It's part, yeah, exactly. It's part of the fun. So it's basically well, look, we won't tell you too much about it because we've got an interview coming up. But it's an attraction on Syndicate in Parma. You can get a discount if you click the link below, and a discount that's available to
we get
us and to you.
We get a kickback.
It doesn't cost
if you're going to go, please use the link because then we earn money.
You get a discount, we get a bit of a commission as well, and it's a lot of fun. It's right in Syndicate in Parma. Your kids are going to love it. If you can't get them to eat broccoli, you'll probably get them to eat ants.
It's quite a fun thing to do for stag parties.
Well, we're trying to work out. I think it's just a laugh anyway, isn't it? So,
yeah, it is a laugh. It'd be fun to kind of take a bunch of people around.
Anyway, so coming soon is we talk to
lunch.
the man who's exactly. Oh, I don't know, because when you leave there is quite a lot of taste you want to get out of your mouth. I've been doing fascinating multicoloured burps all afternoon.
Because you ate your way through the whole thing again,
what did I have? I can't remember all of it. I had crickets.
You had crickets, ants. They gave you
pickled
various cheeses.
A cheese made in a goat's stomach. Some really bad Icelandic licorice.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's Swedish licorice, not Icelandic.
And then worked my way through the chili sauce department.
I was really impressed that you managed to do it all.
There's a lot of rumbling going on down south.
Has the feeling come back in your tongue now?
That was very hot stuff, but it came back quite quickly. I had to sign a disclaimer. That
was really funny.
If I was to expire on the spot, it wasn't their fault. Although it really would have been. Anyway, enough of that. So there's plenty more of that coming up in subsequent podcasts. Shall we get on to today's interview?
Yes. Tell the nice people about Ottilie.
Well, we've got an interview, so Otty can tell you about Ottilie. But just to give you a sort of bit of a tee up, she is. Well, she's quite something. She was a footballer and a teacher, and since 2017 she moved to Mallorca. She's a cyclist. She's an 11 times world champion cyclist.
Come on, Ottilie.
And she's going next month to defend her title in the 12th for the 12th one in the World Transplant Games in August. In Dresden, in Germany. She runs a bike shop here.
And why is it the Transplant Games?
Well, she's only got one kidney, and it used to be her mum's. Her kidney is 75. The rest of Ottilie isn't. But she, aside from her achievements, which are
immense,
quite something. Actually, the thing that stands out, apart from a really cool name, is that she's just a positive individual. She, touch wood, we're all or most of us are a bit luckier to have not suffered the things that Ottilie suffered, and she is just positive. Although she says in interviews she's not always first thing in the morning.
I bet she isn't. You can't maintain that level of happy all the time.
No, so
everybody needs a lower level of grump.
She does. Follow her on social media, even if you're not a cyclist, because she'll just put you in a good mood.
She will, and she's funny.
Yeah,
I love her.
She's training cycling all the time. She runs a bike shop, so she sort of lives, eats, and sleeps cycling.
She's cycling guide in the winter as well.
She is, and she's a massage therapist, and she does basically anything that she wants to turn her hand to, mostly sports and health related. But she's training right now for the Transplant Games. So have a listen. I think she's tremendous. Oh. She swears a bit.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Which makes me like her even more. So be prepared.
Right, I made it all the way up to Port de Pollença, and I'm sitting here with one of my favourite people. I don't actually know her awfully well, but genuinely, she's amazing. And what's the
Change of people must be big then.
Oh, we know a lot of people. Ottilie Quince, and I'm going to start right at the beginning. How do you end up with a name like Ottilie Quince?
Oh,
what was that?
Yeah, obviously my parents don't like me. I'm the fourth child. I'm the fourth child. I got 3 older brothers, and my mum and dad always wanted a girl. They unluckily got me. And by the time I came along, they had unusual names. So my mum wanted to name me something a little bit different. And because my granddad, her dad, he was into jazz, and there was a lady called Ottilie Patterson who was married to Chris Barber.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about it, but yeah, so I got called Ottilie. My brothers are called Benedict, Elliot, and Maxwell. And obviously back in the day, in the mid-70s, Benedict wasn't really a thing.
In Luton?
Not in Luton, yeah. Actually, I now pronounce the T, so now I'm gone bosh in Luton, but Luton, yeah. And then Elliot, he was born just before E.T. came out. Obviously the character, Elliot. Right, yeah. And then Maxwell, most people are either Maxim or Maximilian or... Yeah. So all quite strong names. So
it's quite a clan, isn't it?
And then living in Luton, having a name like Ottilie, no one pronounces T's, so it then becomes Ottilie, which is disgusting.
Which one of your brothers became Olaf Falafel?
That's a big secret.
As if his name wasn't interesting enough. So
he always says his real name is Derek Chickbean. That's Elliot, my middle brother. So
this is a story for another day, but he's one of my favourite comedians. He's hilarious.
So you'll be back at the Fringe.
Edinburgh Fringe, yeah.
I think this is 11th Fringe, something like that. But no, so you got a bit of a different name, and then being a teacher in the UK, I was a teacher at 2 different colleges, and obviously students in Luton.
What are you teaching?
Sport and exercise science,
okay.
Mainly anatomy, physiology, fitness studies, nutrition, psychology, but they don't pronounce their T's, so as a teacher at a college, they call you by your first name. So I said, just call me Otty, it's a lot easier, and by saying Otty, they actually pronounce the T's, so you can't, you say that. But yeah, bit of an unusual one, but I can't actually hide from getting in trouble. I can't blame anyone else.
Well, no, it's the other Ottilie Quince.
It's just like, but in fact, today it's quite funny. I opened up Facebook, and you know when it says whose birthday it is and stuff. And it was a friend of mine's granddaughter. It's her 5th birthday, and he said, "Happy birthday, happy 5th birthday, Ottilie." And I was like, I'm certainly not 5. And then I realised it was someone else. So there's quite a few more Ottilies.
I grew up as a 54-year-old Oliver. I was at a school of 1,500 kids and the only Oliver. And it's a really common name now, but I was the only one that anyone had ever.
All the names that begin with O. Anyway.
There you go, exactly. And the amount of Oliver Twist jokes I used to get so much.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
So look, we need the 2-minute pitch about who you are and how, well, we know who you are, but how you got here and what you're doing here. So you're a fairly full-time feature in Port de Pollença and have been for a while now.
Yeah, I mean,
cycling. Amongst me.
I've been here 10 years in October, which, to my shame, I'm not fluent in Spanish as yet, which is really frustrating.
Neither am I after 21 years.
Ooh, okay,
which I'm even more embarrassed about.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the day where I can get a USB stick and put it into my ear and upload Mallorca.
That's where I'm hanging.
But I've been here 10 years in October. It was about a year and 4 months into living here where I decided I wanted to make my own business.
So what, sorry, just the bit that got you here, you didn't come here to start up a business, you came here because...
A few reasons really. I became happily divorced.
Okay.
So that's probably another podcast. My ex-husband is alcoholic, blamed for my kidney transplant for him being an alcoholic, which is absolutely fucking nuts.
Wow.
And then I used to train here twice a year in spring and in autumn.
As a cyclist?
As a cyclist from a Great Britain transplant team.
We're jumping ahead a bit, so we should just come back to that bit. So you came here as a cyclist and you skipped over the training as a transplant game. So let's go back to that bit of the story. So you're an athlete.
Yeah.
You started off as a footballer.
Yes. So having 3 older brothers, I was dragged up for football. So it was either a case of watch on the sidelines or join in. And my dad was a coach, and my next brother up, Maxwell, was only 2 years older than me. And so as a kid, I always played, and I played in his team. And as a young girl, there were no girls' teams.
No, okay.
So we could play mixed until I think about 12 years old. And then into high school, there were no girls' teams, so I played the lads. And then when I came to 16, I played football or soccer one summer over in America at a summer camp in Rhode Island.
Okay.
And it just made me feel that, shit, there is like more to football, female football or women's football in the world. And it kind of made me look at like Sweden.
How long are we talking about?
It was only like a couple weeks. But it just...
So how many years ago?
Jeez, it's going to reveal my age. 27 years ago.
Okay, so I need to has changed a lot. My daughter and I were watching the football last night. England came.
Is this the penalties, wasn't it?
England came back from 2-0 down to win the penalty shootout and go through to a semi-final. It was really exciting. I'm watching our 19-year-old daughter watching this and talking about how positive it was for women's sports. said actually one of the things I really like is they wear the same clothes as the men. No one said go in, bikini shorts or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it felt really like,
Well, that's what I mean. So I haven't really seen any difference. And playing in America just made me realise the level. And then I came back and started sixth form college. And there was a girls' team in sixth form. And then, of course, the university was. Then I played for Luton Town Ladies.
yeah.
Played at third national league level. So it's pretty high level, higher than my brothers played, which I was really happy with. And then when I was...
Not at all. Then.
No, not at all. No. When I became 24, I was just gone to the doctors for a routine contraceptive checkup. You have your blood pressure taken and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like, your blood pressure's really high. And I made all excuses, like, I've just parked in the Sainsbury's car park and I'm in my lunch break and I'll have to run here and whatever else. They sent me for a blood test and it came back that I had 12% kidney function. And I had no idea.
And how old were you at that point?
24.
Right, geez.
So for 24 years of my life, I was born with kidney disease. I didn't play. So I was born with...
So you'd had it for most of your life at that point?
years, yeah.
Right, all your whole life? Wow.
My whole life. I was...
Man, you were still being a high-level sports.
Yeah, and I think I kind of mastered the condition because, purely because I was a sports teacher at the time. I worked at a Lycra sixth form college. I trained perhaps 5 times a week for football. And just, overall, playing sports with the kids at the college and things. So I kind of mastered the condition for so long. And they said to me I was born with 20% kidney function with a condition called reflux nephropathy.
Right.
It's basically like where your kidneys attach to your bladder via the ureters, there's non-return valves in them, but mine didn't develop.
Right.
So basically where you create urine and then it stores in your bladder before you pass it out, it then went back up to the kidneys and it's very toxic.
It was damaging them.
Basically damaged my left kidney, which is almost pretty much extinct. When I think it was like 1 centimetre the last time I found it. And then my right kidney got bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're like, you've down to 12% function, whereas normal humans tend to have 2 kidneys and they have a joint function of 100%. So one could be 48%, one could be 52 or 60-40. Some people have 3, some people have 4, some people have 1. So you don't know unless you check.
So what kind of prognosis did they give you? What was it when they gave you that news? I mean, it must have hit you like a...
I was like given 6 months to live. Wow. So 6 months to either be on dialysis, die. Yeah, that was it. Dialysis, die or transplant. But, and it's a massive but, my dad was my uncle's kidney donor in 1986.
Right.
So it was kind of...
You've done it before as a family.
Hereditary disease, but we didn't know because we didn't know what my uncle's...
So a transplant was the thing that would have... Was that going to save you or was that just... going
So they said, you could have dialysis or a kidney transplant. And I straight away, no dialysis because... Dialysis is like 3 to 4 times a week.
There's hooking up to a machine that's an artificial kidney, effectively.
Yeah, basically, just cleans the blood. Yeah. It takes 4 to 5 hours at a time, and you're limited to 750 millilitres of fluid a day. Which you imagine, in cycling terms, that's like a small bidon and a bit.
Yeah, that's an hour's riding, isn't it? On hot days.
Yeah, and that's without any sauces or any juices or anything like that. So if you had an orange or an apple, or that counts towards your...
All right, I knew about dialysis. I didn't know about that. So this would... Very limiting to the quality of life, the dialysis.
And it limits what you do, and obviously limit here. I mean, I think yesterday I had about 5 litres of water, so...
You need it in this weather.
Yeah. So in my mind it was like, no to dialysis. It was like, point blank, no.
Yeah.
And my doctor, the specialist at the time, he was laughing because he says, most people don't want surgery. Okay. It's like, well, I want to get better.
Yeah.
Whereas a transplant isn't a cure, it's just a treatment.
So now all you needed was somebody with a spare kidney.
Yeah, so I was like, right, I got a kidney farm. So I spoke to my mum and my 3 brothers. It's always good to have a big family. Yes. And my dad couldn't, because
there's only got one left, right?
I was like, don't be so selfish. Anyway, it's quite funny, we called it the kidney factor.
Wow.
And it was obviously like in time of X Factor and stuff. And anyway, strangely enough, my youngest brother was out early on because he was only born with 1 kidney and didn't know.
Yeah.
So it was only until they tested him did he find out he only had 1 kidney. So he might have something similar to me, or
okay.
My eldest brother was compatible, but he had the wrong blood group. Yeah. So we kind of kept him just in case. Like, there's a thing where you can do pool-in donor. So like, if he couldn't donate to me, he could donate to another family member could donate to me.
Okay, so it's like a
a bit of swap team.
Bartering.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so we kept him sort of on the sort of periphery, but then my middle brother Elliot and my mum were both compatible. And my mum said basically that she gave birth to me, she created me, she wanted to fix me.
Yeah, okay.
And she literally see 2 of her children in the hospital.
And she's a longer use of hers than you.
Yeah, and she kind of saw what my dad went through, because although my mum and dad divorced when I was 13, my mum was there when I was 4, when my dad gave my youngest kidney, and my mum was like, you know, absolutely solid for the whole family. My dad's self-employed, but my mum was going to London every day. She looked after all 4 of us. And back then, my dad had open surgery, and he's a big guy, and this massive scar around his body. Whereas this time, I still have open, but for my mum, they do it, what do they call it?
Keyhole.
Laparoscopic.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, keyhole. And she was quite disappointed. She wanted a big scar.
I wasn't a battle scar.
Yeah, I wanted a shark bite. Anyway, so they went with her first because my middle brother, he didn't have any children at the time. And where the relationship between myself and my uncle is, it could affect future nieces or nephews. At the time, I had 1 nephew, and he was tested and he was fine. But my other 2 nieces and my other nephew weren't born yet. So they kind of waited, and then now they're born. They're, gosh, what are they? 11, 14 and 16. They've all been tested and they're all good. And I know at least 2 of them, my 2 nieces, are the same blood group as me. So they're in my kidney farm, and they're my favourites. Yeah, I can keep them on the bench because like my kidney's only supposed to last 15 to 18 years. They're great. No, beg your pardon. 10 to 15 years.
So you've got your mum's.
One of your
mums.
So
And you've only got 1.
I've only got 1.
And she's only got 1.
She's only got 1. My dad's only got 1. My brother's only got 1. My kidney's 75 years old now. She was born in 90.
Oh, I don't think about that. Yeah, okay.
My mum. And it's only supposed to last 10 to 15 years, and next month is 18 years.
Right.
And so obviously the longevity is only a set amount, because when they take the organ out of someone to give to someone else, it loses a bit of function.
Yeah, okay.
So obviously it's kind of like,
It wasn't designed to be removed.
well, not really. It's kind of, you know, built for one person,
Yeah.
and you know, it's supposed to. It's not like Lego. And so with that, it's always quite daunting. And then since the transplant, I've had cancer twice of my mum's kidney, and that was because of the medication I take every day to stop the kidney rejected. It's very toxic, and I still take that. So the chances of cancer coming back are relatively high, but there's nothing I can really do. Just carry on.
This is what I'm talking about. You as a positive individual, right? I've never seen you not grinning. I've never seen you not positive. And can I ask, were you always that kind of person, or has your medical challenges made you look on the bright side or aim for the best? Or
I get asked this quite a lot.
yeah, I bet.
People are saying, I bet it's changed you. No, I was an idiot beforehand. I was a really dickhead before, and now I still am. Well, I've always tried to be positive. I've always been a hard worker. My dad's been my dad retired last year at 75 of 74. I've always worked hard. I've always been told you don't get anything without hard work.
Yeah.
And it's always better to be positive and happy, because what can you do otherwise?
You have some control over it.
Exactly, and you know,
It's going to happen anyway. I might as well face it with a smile, right?
I'm not a morning person, and with kidney disease, it causes chronic fatigue, so I get really, really tired. And so in the mornings, I wake up very, very tired, pretty grumpy. So anyone's around me in the morning will see I'm pretty grumpy. Have a cup of tea and I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I always laugh that some days we're grumpy, some days we're not happy. And I've had this thing where I just say, own it.
Yeah.
Own being miserable. Because like anything, you can't be happy all the time, you can't be miserable all the time. You know, there's the ebb and flow of your personality. And I would rather people remember me as being relatively happy and positive, and having the off day every so often. But, you know, hey, we live in an amazing place.
Yeah, no, you're quite right, because you can't be happy all the time, and if you are, people will feel you like you're really weird, you know, because like, there's nothing on it. Yeah. But actually, it's just bouncing back, isn't it, and looking at a situation going, the thing that's happening is going to happen. I can face it positively and with a smile, or I can...
And there's a lot of things in life that are guaranteed, and like we just talked about before we mic'd up, we're talking about taxes here. Taxes here are ridiculously expensive compared to like the UK. Being self-employed, autonomous, it's really expensive.
Tax return day yesterday, wasn't it? Well,
What can you do about it? And like my dad said, if you're paying tax, you must be earning.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like you just got to think as positive, and you put positivity out there, you will get positivity.
it's also the cost of paradise here, isn't it? You live in this amazing place. Of course, nothing's perfect, and a bit more tax, whatever. But there's anyway. So now we backfilled a bit of the story we're missing there. So you were coming out. So that's what I made you go back and talk about. So you were coming here to train for the Transplant game. So you better now we know why you got the transplant. Let's tell us about the games and how many times you won it.
Oh well. So I was coming out here to train. My first world champs were in 2010, so I hadn't been here.
I'm going to interrupt again. So just to backfill again, this is a sort of sporting event similar to the Olympics, but much smaller, I guess.
No. So it's actually the third biggest representational event in the world. Yeah. I think this year there's going to be like 2,800 participants.
But it's a kind of multidisciplinary, multi-sport event.
Across all sports. So it is exactly like the Olympics or Paralympics. And the World Championships are held every 2 years. Europeans are held every 2 years, and every nation has a national champs every year. And up until COVID, I was going back to the UK every year to do the British nationals, because I felt that no matter how big you are, it doesn't matter, you always have to do the nationals.
Yeah.
But for me, living in Mallorca, traveling from a beautiful holiday place back to England in the summer is so expensive.
Yeah.
So I'd be going back for like a 5k time trial and a 10k road race, and it was costing me a fortune. And there's only so much you can do, and there's always doing the right thing, trying to inspire other people. And like, you go to the British Nationals and you see a little kid with a feeding tube who's had a heart transplant or something, or you'll see a kid who says, oh, my sister or brother's had a kidney transplant, and you never know who you're inspiring. So I think it's really important, but also you've got to be pretty honest, and it's money.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's finances and time. So now I do the Europeans and the Worlds.
Because I guess there's no funding from the lottery or anything. No funding from any of it.
Cycling don't even recognise what we do.
And we were talking just again before we mic'd up about why the transplant games aren't part of the Paralympics, and there isn't a very good reason, is there?
No, I mean, not really, because it could be a category. They say we're not disabled, we're enabled, but then give us a category then and encompass it all together. It'll be the same venue, it will be... Because the money we pay to compete, it's like €750 to do 2 races at this year's World Champs.
Yeah.
That's without flights, accommodation.
Wow. Okay. And you're getting no funding from anybody.
No funding from anyone. Except this year I have got a sponsor, which is what we're talking about as well.
Yes.
So I'm going to name drop Malim.
Oh, please do. We go there. Well, I actually when I arrived here, Ottilie likes bikes, as you can imagine, and she wheeled up on this pristine-looking machine. I'm going to take a portrait of her when we're finished, if you don't mind. And so you'll see the bike. It's a good-looking bit of kit, and it has a name on it I'd never seen before. I thought I knew my way around bikes, but it turns out there's only one in the world, and it's sitting right behind us. So go on, big them up.
Well, so I just thought, what is a brand? And a brand is only what you make it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I'm going to make my own branded bike. So I had my own branded bike a few years ago, and this year, as a nod to my sponsors, a company called Malim. They're a landscape company based in London. I want them to be the first guys to have a bike brand, really. And they don't know it yet, so they will see it in the next couple of days.
Love it.
And also their logo's orange, which we like because I'm from Luton, and
There we go.
the orange hatters. So it looks a bit like the Rabobank bike from back in the day.
Yeah, they haven't done it well.
Well, white, orange, and bleeds. So
And it's got your logo right on the front of it.
Yeah.
So that leads us to tell us about OQ Service.
it's OQ. Obviously, my initial is Ottilie Quince. I made OQ service course in 2017. So I moved in 2015, and I was a physiotherapist. So I used to be a physio for Luton Town Football Club for the men's team. And then I went back into teaching. And I kind of figured if I'm moving abroad, if I can do, I can be a physio anywhere in the world. Everyone breaks and everyone needs fixing.
Yeah.
So I was out to dinner one day with a friend of mine, Philip, who's an ex-pro rider from Ireland. And I said, what can I call my shop? And he said, you should call it OQ Service Course, because the service course in professional cycling is where the team keep all the bikes, all the mechanics, all of the parts. And he said, but you could be the opposite. You could be for people, not for bikes.
Yeah, okay. Right.
And so that's where the service course part comes in, where I look after the mechanics of the rider themselves. So looking after injuries, any little niggles, nutrition. I've got my own clothing brand. I go directly to a factory in Albania every year to get it made. And yes, there's lots of kind of parts to my shop.
And you're moving. Right, as we speak, you have moved. When did you start up your original shop here? This is Port de Pollença.
Yeah, Port de Pollença in the north of Mallorca. February 2017, I moved in a tiny little shop. It was like 60 square meters.
God, really? And that, I keep thinking that's like 2 years ago. It's not, that's 8 years ago now.
I moved into my little shop. And
then moving out of your little shop into a...
And I moved out, and now I've got a shop that's like 4 times the size.
Okay, and is this a reflection of success of OQ Silver, of course? Right, okay. Space to grow into.
No, basically I just outgrown the little shop. Yeah. And a friend of mine was
I dropped in there earlier this year, and it did look quite cosy in there.
Yeah, had a mini gym, had all kinds of stuff going on.
Okay.
And if you stayed long enough, you become part of the furniture. So a friend of mine who's got probably one of the most famous shops in the port was saying she's retiring. And she kept telling me how small her shop was and how I should move, and I wasn't having any of it. I was like, no, I'm fine. Anyway, I actually thought about it, that I can't go anywhere more with my shop while it's small. And I want to branch out into leisure wear for clothing. I want to do more gym work with people, particularly special populations, so older people, women, people with injuries. working to show how weight training and weight bearing activities really helps. Every time there's a bang, I think if I bike.
There is a sign that keeps blowing over in the wind today. It's not a little still pushing you back.
Because with my physiotherapy, I treat a lot of people.
Yeah.
Everyone I treat should be weight training, and they don't.
Okay, yeah.
And so my new shop, there's a storeroom that I'm making into a little gym. It's going to be called Little Gym. And the reason it's called Little Gym, as in J-I-M, is because my dad used to call my youngest brother Little Jim when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And I thought that's quite cool.
And Port de Pollença really is a place to do this. If you don't know it, I mean, it's a gorgeous beach resort at this time of year on the north of the island. But the kind of, for the winter months, and particularly the springtime here, if you come up here not wearing gym kit, you're the only one in town who isn't.
Yeah.
This is full of triathletes, cyclists, professional teams are based here.
And that's probably my favourite time of year, to be honest. January, we get, what, like 20-something degrees? Sort of,
Yeah.
23, 24. Whilst everyone in the UK is still, wearing their winter clothing. To be fair, the Mallorcans are still wearing their winter clothing until July.
They are, yeah.
But it is amazing here. We've got the best of all worlds.
And it's, I suppose rightly or wrongly, the Alcúdia and Pollença, but particularly Pollença, is really the mecca for cyclists to come up here. I live on the other end of the mountains, and the cycling's just as good down there.
I was going to say,
But nobody goes down there. Actually, partly that the Andratx Council, where I am, is desperate for a bit of the business, so they keep trying to market themselves as a cycling destination. People come up here, and people come up here the first 5 times they come here, they'll come to Pollença, and then they'll go on Facebook and say, "What's going on?" Yeah. But it's where they come first of all, and it's crazy busy. I mean, the cycling is absolutely.
Don't you wonder why there are more down near Andratx and down that way?
I think it's habit, actually. I think a lot of the pro teams that came up to, particularly when Team Sky used to come up and stay in Alcúdia, they used to do a lot on social media, and that was when Bradley Wiggins and Dave Wells were winning a Tour de France every other week. Yeah, but I think certainly from British perspectives, it was Team Sky being here that really got everybody going, "Oh, we should come down."
Well, I mean, I know a lot of riders that used to come and date. Yeah, I've been coming here since like 1981, 79. I wonder why over the years, I mean, that's been 40 years, plus years, why more people haven't ventured closer towards Andratx, because you have got beautiful places like, like Esporles, Establement, Galileo, all around there. All of those small niche kind of places. I don't
There's nowhere near as many. No. Galileo's quite popular.
Does Fortune Tour, does that drag people in more?
I think it might be. I mean, from the northern peninsula here that goes from Port de Pollença.
Probably the best 38 kilometres you'll ever ride.
I haven't. I ride a lot, but I mostly ride in Mallorca, so I can't say I've ridden all over the world.
I've ridden in a lot,
but I have ridden with people who've ridden from all over the world. I might say that's basically the best 38 kilometres in the world. It's just I'm a cycling photographer sometimes, so there is not a bad shot up there. Every angle.
Every angle over, and then every angle on the way back is different.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, exactly. So,
but yeah, so it does. People always ask me that, why Mallorca and why here in Port de Pollença.
Yeah,
and it's kind of. I guess we have the best of everything. We have mountains, we have caminos, the countryside, with the coastal roads. We're flat, we're mountainous.
Then if you're a triathlete, you've got a perfect bay to swim in as well, and flat roads to run on, and it's.
I think a guy called Godfrey, who owns Surf and Sail near my old shop, he opened up the very first sailing school on the island, and he chose to open it here.
Yeah.
I think he said he opened it here in either, I think it was the early 70s, and he said because of the way the bay is, it's very safe.
Yeah.
And the current is always, the wind is normally into the bay, so it's way safer for newbies, such as sailors.
You get blown on, if you're not very good, you get blown onto the beach rather than blown out of sea.
Be blowed
Yeah, that makes some sense. I'm doing that next time I come
blow
here.
sticks, you go to Ibiza.
Perfect. So, there's a couple of other things I need to ask you. You talked about merchandise. You're wearing a very fetch. You can't talk about this without swearing. So please go ahead with my blessing. This is you have a number of brands, don't you? You have a OQ Service Course cycling kit.
So OQ is obviously the underlying brand, and OQ Service Course is my shop. And I kind of wanted to make clothing and accessories for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I do get a lot of people come in, particularly I get a lot of men coming in and want to buy something for their missus when they go home. And it's like, you can't really buy a cycling shirt,
unless you're a cyclist.
Unless you're a cyclist.
Yeah.
And so I sort of moved away and started making those fancy chili bottles and other bits and bobs. And then I thought, actually, I need another brand. I need a completely separate from cycling brand. And so I went off the wall and called it Zero Fucks. Zero with a C, so Cero in Spanish. And basically, I bought cerofucks.com, and it just gives me an opportunity to swear. No, it is an opportunity.
Does that come from anywhere particularly, or is that something you used to say, or something like that, or is it? Yeah, okay.
I bought the website and I put a bit of a blurb, so those of you who want to read it.
Yeah, we'll put some links below. Wait, you have a look below the podcast.
Basically, it got to the point where there's a lot of mental health issues going on in the world, and no matter who you speak to, everyone's got an issue, whether it's they're stressed, they're anxious, something's not quite right. And I think people think I'm all good because they say I'm always positive.
Yeah.
And I said, well, no, it depends on your outlook on life. Yeah. And the whole zero fucks thing isn't about not giving a fuck. It's not giving a fuck about the wrong things. And in life, we have too much peripheral white noise that causes too much damage.
Yeah.
So we listen to people, we listen to what other people think. We listen to strangers on social media. We have all of this external
It's very difficult to get distracted.
Exactly. Whereas actually, the main big... Oh, that's another sign.
Everything's going over here. So one day, I'm grateful for the breeze.
Oh, no. So for me, it's basically trying to really focus on the things that are important in life, and everything else can truly go get fucked, basically. And so Zero Fucks was born, and people think it's funny because it's sweary. But I'm like, well, if you don't like swearing, then it's not for you. But the whole premise is just to really concentrate on those that matter to you. You know, things that you really love, the things that really, you know, like the every day-to-day things. You know, your family, your health, and everything else. Nothing matters.
No, it's too not.
If you looked after that and I looked after that, if everybody did that, life would be fine. But so many people are so concerned on what you're doing and what you're buying and what you're looking like. You know.
But true enough, I mean, I you know, it's a saying that people who are touch wood healthy like myself, touch wood, you go, well, you know, as long as you've got your health, but you haven't been able to take that for granted. No. So you have that lesson in there to go, okay, what is important? And you know that from first hand. Yeah. Touch wood, I'm not going to live forever, but you know. But at the moment, I've nothing go wrong with me really. So it's quite easy to kind of fall on that as a pat saying, oh, as long as you got your health. But you know, to have someone.
And that is it. It's like, you know, like with my kidney transplant, I go to the hospital every 3 months to check it's not rejecting. And 2 weeks ago was the first time in almost 18 years they've changed one medication.
Right.
And I should be really happy they're changing it because they want to reduce the toxic immunosuppressants that cause my cancers by a third, which will mean then the chance of the cancer returning would be, I guess, a third less.
Yeah.
But obviously with change comes the whole scary side of it of, well, if they reduce it, will the increased rate of rejection occur?
Yeah.
And so when people meddle with things, you know, like...
Yeah, don't fix it if it isn't broken kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's been that long. Whereas this doctor, she's saying, look, your kidney's 75 years old now. We've really got to look after her. And if we're pumping your body full of this toxic immunosuppressants, so when people say to me, oh, you should take more vitamin C, or you should do more of this or more of that, like I say, everyone's got an input. Yeah. Whereas actually every single morning and every evening, I take my immunosuppressants to make my immune system terrible so that my kidney isn't rejecting.
Right.
So no matter how much, you know, supplements I take, my body can't handle them. And it's just, you know, very expensive urine. Yeah. You know, so for me, it is looking after your health, but also really appreciating what health you've got, whatever level of health. Whereas, you know, like for me, I've got 43% kidney function, which is under half of what everyone else has got. And for me, it's double what I've ever had.
Yeah.
So,
and it doesn't seem to slow you down much.
No, and when you look at glass half full or glass half empty, I'm always half full.
Yeah.
Because why be half empty, you know? Yeah. So Zero Fucks is basically about really concentrating and focusing on what really matters and just not giving time to anything else.
That's great. I mean, it's as a motto, it's very good. Yeah. I get it completely.
The other side of it is Zero Fucks, never quit, and then Nunca. So I've got these socks.
You've got a few different slogans on socks.
Yeah, so I've got some with the Mallorca Island and ones with a heart and Nibisi, say love my bike and things. But the Zero Fuck socks I didn't think would sell are pretty much sold out. Okay. And that's the thing with retail as well. You never know what people love or what they want. So it's quite hard. And being a one-man band is very difficult. But no, Zero Fucks, I've made T-shirts. And on the back of the T-shirt, there's loads of slogans and phrases. I ask lots of my friends and family what they say in their head to stop themselves from quitting. Yeah. Because this is what it's about as well. Zero Fucks, not to quit. You know, like really don't let anyone get in the way of stopping what you really want to do. Yeah. And when people say to me, oh, well, you're lucky you live in Mallorca. Well, you're lucky. And it's like, no, I'm hard working. It's not about luck.
I always pull people up. Sorry, finish.
No, I was going to say that if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Yeah. I don't know when the good luck is going to arrive, but I haven't had any good.
Yeah.
It's just really hard work and taking a chance. And like yourself, and when you've been here 21
years now.
Yeah. And you know, to move here, you've got to have big cojones, you've got massive balls to move here and try.
I mean, I always tell people, when people go, oh, aren't we lucky to live here? I go, no, I did it on purpose. I took a risk. I gave up a good job. We both gave up good jobs. I moved to this beautiful place and set up businesses. And we installed from ground zero, one suitcase and a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
And there's, you know, and I've always got this I've got plenty of pet theories about everything, but like there's like 1% of people do that. You know, for every 100 people thinking about jacking it all and moving abroad, sort of 1% do it, or I'm making that figure up. But
maybe not even that. I know.
yeah,
Probably 1 in 2,000.
all of my friends, everybody I know here are those 1%ers, because the 99%ers didn't come.
They didn't come. Yeah.
So I'm surrounded by the 1%ers, the risk takers, and the people who are pursuing quality of life. I think they make for really interesting neighbours.
Well, and also people.
A nice bunch of people to hang out with.
Yeah, but people say, oh, people are escaping things if you move to an island. And are you escaping, or are you just seeking out something better?
Yeah.
And I think it's the latter. We're seeking out something better. And also, I remember guiding, because I do cycling guiding as well. I was guiding a guy from where was it? Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, okay. Small somewhere in the Caribbean somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's like bordering St. Bart or something.
Yeah.
And he said, look, you've got to remember we live on islands, and in the island analogy, and his island's a lot smaller, he said everything is really focused and magnified. So the beauty is great, but also everything is bigger. So like, if something is bad, it's ultra bad, or if something is good, it's really good. So people say, yeah, oh, everyone knows your business. So I said, well, only if you tell them.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. People know what I want them to know.
Yeah.
Know everything.
But also, if you're behaving yourself, and people know your business, doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And that's
Doesn't
why-
people who are doing up to no good who worry about it.
And that's what I say to people, like, you know, when you come from a big town like I do, I don't know how many people are in Luton these days, probably something like 200,000 or something.
Yeah.
I maybe know 1,000.
Yeah.
Whereas here, the population of Pollença as a municipality was, I think, 18,000.
Yes.
And I probably know 2,000 of them. They say
Yeah.
you know more people in a smaller space.
I think it makes people behave themselves generally a bit as well. You know, if you're I was in London before I came here, I was 7 million people, right? You never see anyone you know.
No.
And there's almost like lots of people who are unethical in business and that kind of stuff. It doesn't really matter.
They hide.
Yeah, they can hide, and they can also move on to the next victim if that's what they
Do you
choose
feel
to.
like, for me, I feel like it's like I'm a kid again living here.
Yeah.
Like growing up in the 80s, and obviously a few the 80s as well. Or 70s maybe.
Yeah.
But like, as in that community feel, like I go to the post office in the morning, same people, go to the supermarket.
Exactly what we said when we came here. It feels like Britain in the 1970s.
Yes. Like I'll go to the corner shop and it's the same people and everyone is really chirpy. And I go back to England now and I'm the same. And my nieces look at me like, you can't talk to those people, you can't talk to strangers. I'm like, why not?
Right. We don't spend much time back in the UK.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's finish up today by talking about. So you're heading for the. You've got your new bike, which is stickered up and ready to go to the World Champ. So tell us when and where and where we can we watch it?
I don't know if I'm not sure. Sometimes it's live streamed. It's the World Transplant Games. They're near Dresden in Germany.
Right.
So Old East Germany.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, when is that? When are they?
And it's on, my races are on the 19th and 20th of August.
Okay,
So Tuesday and Wednesday. So
was that 3 weeks?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. 5 weeks.
5
There we
weeks
go.
time. Just under 5 weeks time. So I'll be going out a few days before. I'm in the thick of the training now.
And what events are you doing?
I'm doing the time trial and the road race.
Right. Okay.
So and it's very strange. For transplant cycling, they make everything very short. So I think it's easier for transplanted people, which actually is harder.
It's just intense.
Yeah,
There's no taking it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's a 10k time trial, which means within the first 20 seconds you've got to get your heart rate and your power.
And do you have the same bike for both?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Both, yeah. There's no point in taking two different bikes.
No, and it looks pretty aero from here.
I can get pretty much aero on it, and I can get can stay in a comfortable, uncomfortable position for long enough.
So that's the 10k individual time trial. That's where riders go one at a time against the clock, and then fastest time wins.
Yes.
And then the road race is you all start together, and whoever crosses the line first.
Exactly.
Do you race as teams in that?
You should, but
It's not like a British team of riders.
so we have a British team of riders, but
You're all against you.
it depends on what people's aim is. Like my aim, I want to win overall. I want to be the fastest female transplant cyclist there is.
Yeah.
And I've won 11 wide totals so far. So I think I'm undefeated in 37 races.
Wow.
And so I want to win overall. And then obviously as I get older, and hopefully there's younger people coming along to kick my ass, I would then be happy with an age group win.
Yeah.
But while I can win overall, then that's good for me. Whereas in my team, there's riders who just want to win their age group, which is fine as well, because we all have like I say, we all have different things going on in our lives, having a different type of transplant as well, because there's, kidney, liver, bone marrow, heart, lungs, bladder, all kinds of different things. So we'll have different levels.
Yeah.
And you just don't know where people are at. People say, who are you going to race against? It's the bottom line is depends who's died and who's transplanted since I last competed, which is really, really harsh. But
Well, I guess, yeah.
you really just
So you're going to win. You're aiming to win.
Aim is to win. I always aim to win, and I always aim to see how high up in the men's timings I can rank as well.
Okay. All right.
Good to piss a few blokes off.
Very competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because otherwise, if you're winning and you're winning by a lot, where do you go then?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm hoping to have really good competition this year. I'm hoping it's a hard race. It's nicer to win a hard race than an easy race.
And what kind of terrain is it over? You're on some hills, or?
I think it's around a small village with a big lake.
Okay.
So I haven't really looked at the profile of the race. I don't tend to look at it because a lot of people fixate on it.
Yes.
I tend to just train here in the mountains and on the flatland and train at the hottest part of the day to make it as hard as possible. And
It is hard right now.
Yeah.
I cycle at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's hard.
Yeah, yesterday it was like 38 degrees and stupid humidity. So
that's coming up next month. And when's the new shop open? Or
new shop is partially open now.
Okay.
But at the moment I'm sharing it. It's an old surf shop.
Right.
And the guys who've got it have had it 35 years, and this is their last summer of having a surf shop. So we're kind of coexisting at the moment and not trying to annoy each other too much. And from September 1st is all mine. So I'm going to do some kind of opening party. So you guys have to come up.
Oh well, remind us, because we'll definitely happily tell people about that.
Yeah. So I'll be getting on new liquor paint and new pictures and things in there. So
Fantastic. So it's all busy and all positive and all going forward.
It really is. And really happy to be on the podcast as well.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I know we've been meaning to try and get you for ages. So I'm thrilled that you could join us today. So thank you very much and good luck.
No, thank you.
See you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Check below. We'll link to all the bits we can find about your OQ service course. What else are we going to do? Transplant games. We'll put a few Zero Fucks, of course. Yeah, why not?
It sounds way better in a posh accent. I need to develop that on of a posh accent.
There you go. I'll try. I'll do a voiceover for you. Anyway, thank you very much and good luck.
Oh,
we'll see you next time.
F this, F that.
And not very many fucks, pardon my French. 0, in fact.
We've got badges.
We have, which is, well, you're wearing yours with pride, aren't you?
I love mine.
There we go. So
We did a badge swap, actually, because I had a jar of no fucks that I gave her.
Perfect. So
I bought it for her. I saw it and thought, that's for Ottilie.
we shall keep you updated. 17th of August is when the World Transplant Games start in Dresden. And, well, you'd have to say...
In Dresden, it's good. She's got an advantage there because it's going to be cooler, huh?
Well, she's training by cycling up mountains in Mallorca at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah, it's that train... Make the training hard of the event and she'll prosper. That's the plan. So
Heat training really worked for John, my friend who was in the High Rocks World Championships.
Buddy.
Yeah,
He came...
Fifth.
Very good.
Yes.
Anyway, I think that's probably enough for us for this week, isn't it? Got any other business?
Well, you know what? Just make sure you're following us everywhere because we really need the support. We are trying really hard now. We've got our heads down, elbows out, making this grow.
We are, and yes.
We need you.
All you need
listeners,
to do is subscribe.
Please, yes.
All the links you need are below. If you can give us a thumbs up and a high rating, and you can follow our, you can sign up for our newsletter. And
yes, go to Mallorca.es. I'll put the link in the show notes because we're almost ready to finally launch our website. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, and I've done some twiddly graphics, and we're now putting these on YouTube as well. So it's the same content, but with a bit of twiddly graphics. So if you give us a subscribe and a follow on there, that would help as well.
Twiddly graphics. Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah. No one's allowed to copy that now. I own twiddly graphics.
Thanks very much for listening.
See you next time.
Hey, thanks for listening. Listen, we need your help. If you don't mind, would you please subscribe wherever you got this podcast? You can find it in most places, Spotify, iTunes, all the rest of them. Just click subscribe, and if you get a chance to leave us a review and you'd like to leave us a good one, we won't stand in your way. And something for you. If you'd like to get our monthly newsletter, then visit our website. That's Mallorca-Mallorca.es. That's Mallorca with a J, -Mallorca-ES. And follow the link there. And if you'd like to ask us a question, send us a DM to our Facebook or Instagram channels. And wherever you get your podcasts, if you see the show notes, you'll see the links for everything you need. Thanks for listening. See you next time.